Hi class, welcome to the second part of our pre-recorded lesson for module number 1. And for this lesson, we are going to talk about the evolution of management theories. Before we talk about the different theories that undergone evolution over time, let's first take a look what an evolution is. Evolution, pag sinabi natin on a generally speaking, right? So, lagi natin iisipin yung evolution ni Darwin, like. So, ito ano lang 'to, example lang 'to, nakita ko lang sa Google, 'no. So, ito yung lagi natin naiisip na evolution. So, over time, nagkakaroon tayo ng, pagbabago and then these changes, actually is for the better, right? Normally, yun naman lagi tayo, 'di ba? Kaya tayo nagbabago, it's really for the better, right? So, just like the evolution of man, okay, yung management also evolved. 'Di ba sabi nga natin on the first lesson, dinefine natin what a management is. Sabi natin management when we talk about it generally speaking is the process on how we are going to control, okay, control the not only the people inside the organization, di ba, as a whole, how do we manage or control a particular thing, right? So it's a process. So ito palang pag-handle ng organization also did undergone evolution. Okay, so let's take a look at the three distinct stages in the evolution of management. So the three distinct stages of evolution of management started with the first one, which is the classical management, and then the next stage is the behavioral management, and then the last one is the modern management. Now, under this three distinct stages, meron tayong iba't ibang theories na na pag-uusapan. Okay, so the first one, which is the classical management, under this, they believe that under this management, they believe that people are rational. So when we talk about rational, we are capable of thinking, right? So therefore, under classical management, we are going to talk about scientific management and administrative management. If you are actually going to take a look at this in the book, marami to. Napakadaming management theories that they discuss under classical management. But pinaikli ko na lang siya. What I'd like you really guys to really remember is the different beliefs on each of the distinct stages of evolution of management. So again, under the classical management, under this, the belief is people are rational. Okay? Ibig sabihin that we are thinkers, nag-iisip tayo. So first, classical management or first theory is scientific management. This management theory was actually introduced by Mr. Frederick Winslow Taylor, the father of scientific management. And he said that to be able for a company to have an efficient and effective flow, there should be a careful selection. Okay, so hiring pa lang, tinitingnan na natin kung swak ba yung mga applicants na nag-a-apply sa atin. So careful selection, and there's also needed for proper training for workers. So may mga series of trainings daw na kailangan ma-undergone yung ating mga employees for an effective and efficient employees. And then not only that, not only from selection, hiring pa lang, to training, pag na-hire na, binibigyan natin sila ng training, but as well as supervisory support. So under the scientific management, there's also a need for people who will be managing the employees. So kung may mga managers ka, 'di ba? If you have employees, there should be managers or supervisors who will be managing the employees. Okay? And then under this under scientific management, it is also believed na there's only one best way to do the job. So I'd like to share with you guys this picture. Okay, yeah. For a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. So you would see in this picture, diba, there are different animals. Tapos, under the scientific management, sabi natin, there is one best way to do the job. So parang medyo pareha siya dito kasi nga lahat daw, isang exam for everybody. And not everybody have the same talents, right? Not everybody have the same capabilities. So under the scientific management theory, because of that, sabi nga parang isa pang naiisip ko dito is the cookie cutter theory. So, pag cookie cutter, 'di ba, isang mold lang, bago bilog lang. So, parang kung paano siya, kung ano yung naisip nila na work, ganun dapat siya. Okay? The only drawback here or limitations here is because naka-cookie cutter lang yung technique natin na parang one size fits all. So, syempre, nalilimit yung opportunity for self-actualization and growth ng mga employee. So, hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng growth kasi sabi nga, there's only one best way to do the job and this is how we do it. So, this is how you should do it. So, that is what scientific management is. Okay? Now, the next one under classical management is administrative management naman. And this was introduced by the father of modern theory of general and industrial management, which is Henry Fayol. So, according to him, people will work in a clear unity of direction and that efficiency will increase if there is a person who is planning and if they are directed by a supervisor. That's why it's called administrative management. So sabi ni Henry Fayol, only then that an employee will work properly, effectively and efficiently if there is a supervisor that is managing them. Kaya siya tinawag na administrative management. And he mentioned that management can actually be taught. Sabi niya, skills daw ang being a manager. Being a manager is sabi daw, a managerial is a skill. So sabi yan ni Henry Fayol. Magiging effective daw and efficient ang isang tao kapag may nagmamanage sa kanya. Okay? So may supervisors, may nagde-direct kung anong dapat gawin, may nagga-guide kung anong dapat gawin. Okay? So that is what under scientific and administrative management. Okay? On drawbacks talaga dito is yun nga, it limits opportunities for self-actualization and growth on the part of the workers. Now, the next distinct stage for evolution and management is the behavioral management. So, nagkaroon ng improvements on how employees are being managed. So, therefore, nagkaroon tayo ng behavioral management. If you guys would remember that under the classical management, that the only drawbacks here is that the people are not given the opportunity, diba? That they are not given the opportunity to grow, to suggest in the organization, but rather they are just following instructions. But under the behavioral management, the belief here is that people are social and self-actualizing. So, yan yung paniniwala sa behavioral management. And under the behavioral management, we are going to talk about organizations as communities, and also Maslow's theory of human needs. I'm pretty much sure that you guys are very familiar with Maslow's theory of human needs. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the first behavioral management theory, which is an organization is a community. According to Mary Parker Foley, she is an American social worker and management consultant. So, according to her, managers and workers should work in harmony without one party dominating other and with the freedom to talk over and truly reconcile conflicts and differences. So, ako naniniwala ko dito kasi nga 'di ba sabi ko naman sa inyo when we started our lesson in accounting, 'di ba? I always tell you that you guys will be learning from me and I will be learning from you. Okay? So ito 'yun eh. 'Yun yung pinakamagandang relationship eh. 'Di ba? Ay, sana lol may relationship. 'Di ba? 'Yun yung pinakamagandang relationship that when you guys are open for compromise, kumbaga. Because when we compromise, this is wherein we reconcile conflicts and our differences. We uh class, I actually believe that for a relationship to really work, uh kailangan one should be able to accept kung ano yung mali sa kanya, and then one should be able to improve this kung ano yung mali sa'yo. So I think this is how I understood or the theory of Mary Parker Foley, yung should work in harmony without one party dominating on other. Okay? So since everybody has the same goal naman, right? Everybody has the same go since we are on an organization, di ba? As per definition, organization, iisa tayo ng purpose, we have one mission, we have one vision. So therefore, I think it really does apply organization as a community. So next one, class, is Maslow's theory of human needs. Going back to the belief, again, sabi nga dito, uh, in the behavioral management, people are social and self-actualizing. So one actually has needs na kailangan ma-satisfy so that you would be able to work properly, effectively, and efficiently. So, according to Abraham Maslow, he is an American clinical psychologist and psychology professor. There is a human need. It's a physiological or even psychological deficiency a person feels compelled to satisfy. Okay, so, kung pag may needs ka, this is something that is could be psychological or it could also be physiological. So this is the presentation of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. According to him, uh, we have our physiological needs, which is our basic needs, the food, clothing, shelter. And then if that is actually satisfied, the next thing that is needed to be satisfied is yung safety, di ba? Yung security and safety, stable job, uh, kung saan ka nakatira. And then next is social. Okay, so 'di ba nakakabaliw 'pag wala kang kausap? Kaya nga 'di ba dapat lagi tayong may kausap, whether chat or kapag nakakausap tayo sa video call, 'di ba? Sobrang importante niyan. And then the next one is esteem. How you are being accepted by the people. Okay, so self-esteem natin. How do we see ourselves? 'Di ba? And then the last one is self-actualization or yung mga goals natin. Kunyari, everything is meron 'di ba may mga tao mayayaman ganyan pero hindi pa rin sila nasa-satisfy kasi kulang yung self-actualization nila, eh, 'di ba? Hindi pa nila alam talaga kung why are they existing. Okay, so may mga ibang tao, mga mayayaman na tao ang ginagawa nila 'pag marami silang resources, so ang ginagawa nila nagvo-volunteer sila sa mga charity kasi part yun ng self-actualization nila. Okay, so yan daw yung sabi ni Maslow. So may ibang companies ang ginagawa nila is that they really look into this human needs and then dito nila ina-anchor yung kanilang mga activities. Okay, kanilang mga activities sa company para masatisfy nila yung employees nila, magstay sa kanilang employee nila, huwag maghanap ng bagong trabaho, or what they also do is that so that makapag-work ng effectively and efficiently yung mga employees nila. Okay? So again, we have under the behavioral management organization as communities and Maslow's theory of human needs. And then the last one is modern management. So this belief naman that organizations are adaptive system and it has to adjust to the changes in the environment. So medyo modern na tong modern management. Kaya nga siya modern management. Ito talaga si Coach RJ. So, sabi daw dyan, ang mga organizations daw are adaptive system and they have to adjust in their environment. In the next module, we are going to talk about ano ba yung environment na pinag-uusapan natin when we talk about business. And in accordance to the modern management, ang organization daw or the society or the people working inside the business needs to adjust to their environment. Okay? Therefore, under this, we have the systems approach, wherein an organization will have plans. Okay, plano, nagpaplano muna tayo, 'di ba? And then what are our different inputs, mga information man 'yan, resources man 'yan. And then how are we going to process this information? How are we going to process this mga materials na meron tayo? And what would be our output? So this is what systems approach is. Now, in each of the stages, sa mga plants, sa mga inputs, processes, and outputs, there are actually environment. Ito yan, nandyan yan, environment yan. So, kailangan daw yung organization, habang pinagdadaanan tong approach na to, is adaptive tayo sa environment natin, kung ano yung nangyayari sa paligid natin. So kung in the middle sa process natin, sa pagpa-process natin ng information, okay, pagpa-process natin ng mga materials natin or whatever is needed to be processed to have an output, kung may mga environmental changes in the middle of the processing, kailangan i-adapt natin yon para magkaroon tayo ng output that is needed for the success of the business. Okay, so again, class, these are the different, okay, three distinct stages of the evolution of management theory. So we have the classical, behavioral, and modern. And under classical, they believe that people are rational, scientific, and administrative. And then we have behavioral management. People are social and self-actualizing. Under this, we have organizations as a communities and Maslow's theory of human needs. And then the last one is modern management, wherein the belief is organizations are adaptive system and they have to adjust to the changes in the environment. And under this, we have the systems approach. Thank you so much, class, for listening to our lesson for the evolution of management theories. And then I'll see you guys in our synchronous session. If you were able to watch this, you can already answer our activity in the LMS. And then the deadline for that is this coming Saturday. Thank you so much and see you guys in our synchronous session. Bye.